Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Good for Age London Marathon Training. Today is Wednesday and we're out on another wet and cold, wintry, although it is spring, afternoon run. Although look around us, some lovely countryside. Although it's a really wet and grim looking day, we're very lucky because we live in the most beautiful area. We got fields and hills, the river. I think as runners we don't appreciate what's on our doorstep. So just being out here and enjoying being able to run actually is brilliant, isn't it? We should have 40 minutes, good well-being. I was just saying how beautiful the areas we live in.
It's nice to get out on our undulating hilly paths around here. The River Don behind us, beautiful. So on one of these heavy leg runs, as Dawn says, just get out, enjoy 40 to 45 minutes of fresh air, countryside and daylight. So the 20-mile road race is something we've done plenty of in previous years and used to form a staple part of most people's marathon build-up. So how should you best use a 20-mile race in marathon preparation? Well, there are many different ways to do it. Firstly, you can just enter a 20-mile race and run it at your normal training pace, but with a number pinned on, with the benefit of aid stations and people to pace off. You may wish to use a 20-mile race as a progression run. Perhaps break it down into 5-mile segments and getting progressively faster as you go on, perhaps ending at marathon effort. Perhaps you might wish to run the whole thing at sub-marathon pace, but still quite an up-tempo effort. The last two suggestions we have of how you might use a 20-mile race get progressively harder. You might wish to use a 20-mile race to run the whole thing at marathon effort to see how it feels. That will be the answer to that one. And finally, you may wish to race the whole thing flat out, something we've done in the past and probably not something we'd advocate doing now. Is that right, Dawn?
That's right, yes. So in the past, as John said, we've used all the methods that we mentioned to run 20 miles as a training for the marathon.
So one problem that befell Dawn very often, a nice problem really, was that she'd often find herself near the front of those 20-mile races. I remember we did the Spend 20, a very tough hilly race over in Knighton, not far from here. We meant to do it at sort of sub-marathon effort and somebody ended up racing it and I believe beating one Nell McAndrew in the process.
Yes, that's
we have
right.
a picture of that, don't we?
We do. We'll put it on the screen so you can see.
So how did that work out for your marathon? 4 hard 20 milers back to back on consecutive Sundays?
Sadly, not too good. I was in sub-3 shape and on the day of the marathon I was tired and I ended up running 3:10, so a decent time but nowhere near what my potential was that year.
I think if I can just interject, my favourite 20-mile story, I went to run the Essex 20, I think 2010, 2011, didn't have a charged Garmin, oh dear. So I just decided to sit in with a group that I thought was running probably around 6-minute miling, which was my target marathon pace at the time. Ran it, did a little surge at the end, crossed the finish line, and how delighted was I to find, when the results were published, a time of 1:59.59. So welcome to Friday. I'm just standing here contentedly and watching the river flow. I've had pretty steady weeks, getting in good solid runs most days. No particular faster work because Dawn, what are you planning to do on Sunday?
So I'm going to do the Knighton 20.
So you're going to do it progressively, finishing at marathon effort, and that should mean that you can break your own club record for the female 55 for that distance, which currently stands at 2:50 and a few seconds. So good morning and welcome to Sunday, and we are at the village of Knighton, which I believe is in Staffordshire, and we are here not next Sunday but this Sunday because there is a running race. We're here to take part in the Knighton 20-mile road race. Well, so not done the race but got the t-shirt already.
As you can see, very nice. Nice t-shirt. It's got it's like a canal. That's a barge, a canal barge on there.
Oh yeah, so hopefully we'll pass over some inland waterways.
I'm not racing it, it's just going to be a progressive training run in preparation for the MILTON KEYNES Marathon, which is in, I believe it's 6 weeks now. So good morning.
Good morning.
Nice
Hello.
to see you. Right, okay. So here we have Donato, and he is going to be doing the 20 today, and he tells us it's his first 20 of
This training block.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just how circumstances work out. It'll probably be the only 20 miler, but there is a lot of 17 and 18 miles.
right, okay,
but I'm not taking it up to 20 because I've got to watch, you know, as we get of a certain age,
Yes.
we've got to watch our mileage, and I want to get to race day fit and healthy. 95% fit, maybe, rather than 101% and injured.
So are you going to race this, or are you going to use it as a progressive run?
100% no.
No,
100%
no.
no racing.
Yeah.
Race day is, sorry, race pace is for race day. I will
Absolutely.
be doing some race pace today,
Yeah.
but so I guess you might call it progressive. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll go out easy, and then I think on the training plan.
So as this is a race where I'm going to be practicing some of marathon effort, I've decided to try my fit belt, which is inside. It's got my gels, which I'm going to take. So I'm going to take 4, 8, 12 and 16 miles, which is what I'd be doing in the marathon. So really it's a practice run to make sure that the gels sit nicely in my stomach. And
Shoes?
shoes are my Alpha Flies. So yes, these are the shoes I'm going to be wearing for the marathon, and the socks I'm going to be wearing for the marathon. So
Marshals on every corner for you. I think we're just about ready, yeah?
Well, I'm glad we got the t-shirt before we set off, because after 1k of running down pretty mild undulation here, my hamstring says no thanks. So I'm just going to jog around the finish area, film people coming through and enjoy the race that way. So I made it back to the finish area, jogging without any further mishap. I'm okay to run on it very gingerly. I didn't want to be out there on a 7-mile loop with race officials and marshals responsible for my welfare. I just don't think it's fair on them, so I shall jog up and down around the start and finish area, get a few miles in and support the runners coming through. And thank you to all the runners who were behind me who asked after my welfare as they saw me jogging back. Just a hamstring injury, so fine.
well, just over 2 miles, bit of flooding on the roads, but nice rolling route so far. And I'm running with, who are you? Steve. And what club are you with, Steve?
I'm a
You're not?
triathlete.
Oh wow, well done. And you're doing Manchester Marathon.
Yep, I'm
Yeah.
in Chicago as well this year.
Oh, fantastic. So you're doing this as a training run too?
Yeah, just training off to Mallorca next week. Just triathlon training for a week, so I don't want to kill myself.
I'm envious.
Morning.
I've just passed mile 6 and on average 8:22, so a little bit quicker than I intended, but enjoying it. So that's what I'm going to do, enjoy it.
The race director mentioned a bridge being closed just before the 4-mile point. I've seen it here. Runners having to do a little shimmy there, a little bit of off-roading 3 times. Not ideal, but well done for the organisers for making sure the race takes place.
This is definitely an undulating loop, more than I thought.
Well done.
So 10 miles in, and all going okay. There was another longish climb, approaching the hill. It's off and tapered legs, so we'll see what marathon heart rate comes out at. Nice day, nice course, more undulating than I thought, as I said, but let's roll the dice and see what I got.
That's my 10 miles done in reverse, watching people. A very nice way to see a race. And the bonus of a canal.
So I'm over 15 miles now, and I'm working, but that was the aim. I'm at marathon heart rate. Let's keep it going.
So we hope you've enjoyed this week's video. If you have, please give it a like. If you have not subscribed already, please consider doing so. It's free to you, and it means you get to see our regular running updates. So until next week, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.